It's lovely to have you here. Hello. We've just had a lovely time in Clubhouse. You are from Unapologetically, which I love. I love what you've done there. So yeah, we were talking in the room of the difference between jealousy and envy. How does that show up for you, those two differences?
Yeah, so my understanding of envy is that it's wanting what somebody else has, so wanting something that you don't have already. So for example, somebody gets a promotion and you wanted that promotion. It's a zero-sum game. One person's going to get it. You're envious of that. But I think where it gets confusing is that in day-to-day language nowadays, people will say jealous when they mean envious. And that's just become the way we use that word. It's not wrong. It's just the new way that we use it. So, you might very well say, I feel jealous of that person because they got the promotion, or I feel jealous of the promotion. In relationships, jealousy is more, it's a sense of possession of something. So you have something and you're afraid of losing it, as opposed to someone has something and you're sad you can't get it. So, your partner is interested in someone else, or someone's interested in your partner, and you feel this fear that you're going to lose them, or maybe lose access to them, or something's going to change, or, all sorts of fears can come up. But that's my understanding of the difference there.
Yeah, thank you. And I know that your clients, you work with clients who are opening up their relationship, or perhaps they're already in an open relationship, different types of non-monogamy. And we were talking in the room about the difference between, in both instances, obviously there can be cheating if you're in a monogamous relationship or in a non-monogamous relationship. So in terms of the design, that jealousy, that fear of losing something to someone else could come up in either designs. What do you find in terms of the non-monogamous clients that you work with, their jealousy shows up in any particular ways?
Well, actually, a lot of people I work with are perhaps monogamous people in relationships with polyamorous people. So they're tackling something which they never knew they'd have to, but they want to because they've met someone amazing. Or people who were monogamous who are opening up. So really they are, they're still unlearning a lot of monogamous programming, I guess you could call it, which is like not only, well, in a way, monogamy in some ways glorifies jealousy. It's like, if you're jealous, it means that you love them so much, and that's why you care about them, and that's why you're worried about losing them. So it's hard to unlearn that when it's kind of been encouraged in you, and also when you've gone through life thinking that people outside your relationship are a threat to your relationship because your partner has to choose you or choose someone else, and they can't have both. And when you transition to polyamory, it's hard, even though it's obvious, it's hard to really internalize that feeling that when your partner meets someone else, they don't have to leave you. They might have less time for you, but hopefully they're not giving you 100% of their time. Hopefully they're keeping some of it for themselves. So you can maybe even transition into having someone else in their life with like no effect on your relationship. That is possible for that to happen. And in fact, it might actually have a positive impact. So come back to what you were saying, I work with people who are transitioning, people who are dating polyamorous people. And I think very often jealousy comes from that mononormative programming, but it also comes from just the fact that we're not like particularly well equipped in society to deal with these issues. We're not taught from a young age about how to manage our emotions. We're more often taught to repress our emotions. We're not taught how to have frank conversations with people where we present our feelings, but it's not an attack. It's just, here's some information, let's talk about it. We're not taught that that's a safe thing to do in a relationship. We're not taught that you're allowed to ask your partner for reassurance, and that it doesn't have to be, they don't have to center themselves in your feelings. So like if you bring your feelings of jealousy to them, they don't have to be like, well, what are you saying about me? What am I not giving you? It can just be, this is information, let's talk about it. And that feelings don't have to be such a scary thing. So, very often I talk to clients about feelings, about processing their feelings, processing shame they have about having feelings, and figuring out where their jealousy is actually coming from, because usually it's a sign of some kind of insecurity in the client.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Oh, there's so much in there. You all missed such a treat in Clubhouse. Thank you so much for being there with us today. Where can people find you, Ro?
yeah, people can find me on Instagram at Unapologetically, Poly, Poly, and at Unapologetic on Twitter. The username was too long, that's why I had to change it. And yeah, if you want to have coaching with me or to meet me and talk about anything, that's where you can find links to my calendars. And my calendars, I only have one. You can find links to my calendar, my one calendar. It's very simple. It's a very simple process. And, you know, on those platforms, I sort of share educational content around polyamory, relationship anarchy, relational tools, and personal growth tools.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you.
No worries. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yay.